Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rivaled Sports Talks, episode 30. Episode 30, man. It's crazy. 30 episodes in. We're doing good, I feel like. We got a sponsor today, Paper Princess. The Paper Princess is actually a service, all right? It's a service that will help you make and reach your criteria on your essays, check citations, any grammar help, and stuff like that. If you need to reach out to the Paper Princess, you can email them at thepaperprincess1@gmail.com. Again, paperprincess1@gmail.
That's useful because, people are probably cramming for their finals right now. I bet they do.
Not
I bet
me.
they do tomorrow. You already got yours done?
I'm not in school, but
the
people
yeah,
that
no,
are
I
in
got,
school, yeah.
I got mine due on Christmas.
Oh,
Like,
man.
who would make that due on Christmas? But, whatever.
I swear. But the topic of today's episode is a very important topic. College football top 4 came out. And, we are pissed.
We are. A lot of people are.
So I feel like everyone knows why. So we're not going to hide it. Ohio State got number 3 at a 6-0 record. Okay?
That's insane.
Who in the right minds think that playing 6 games in a shortened season would be beneficial to college football playoffs?
Jake, we rep in baseball today, right?
Well,
and so about the Buckeyes played 54% of everybody else's season, right? So that would translate into a baseball season, 90 games, give or take a couple. So imagine if the Los Angeles Dodgers, okay, they won the World Series last year. Let's imagine they played all 162, had a great season. But the Los Angeles Angels, they only played 90 games, which is just over 50% of the amount of games in the MLB season. And they made the playoffs. That's basically the same thing. Same with an NFL team playing 9 games and everybody else playing 16. Because there's so many different things that can happen over the course of a 10 or 11 or 12 game college football season. Like Ohio State, they didn't have to face any potential upsets. Florida, they had to face LSU. But if Florida screened pandemic that game, then they probably still have a good shot at being in if they beat Alabama. So, Ohio State, then they didn't even beat Northwestern by an overwhelming margin, 22-10. And they weren't even dominant at all in that game.
No,
so it sucks, man. It's a sad day for college football because, it sets a precedent that, what's stopping future coaches of next year, whenever every time they have a tough opponent or a big rivalry game saying, oh, we have a flu outbreak on our team, we can't play. That's, that sucks. Because, if I was a college coach, I'd of course take advantage of that. What about you, man? What's enraging you about this?
It's just the fact that – so, okay, for example, I understand that Notre Dame's in. They're 10-1. What's another one? Coastal Carolina, 11-0.
Yep.
What else is there?
Cincinnati's 9-0.
Right. Like L.A. Lafayette, man, played 4 more games at 9-1, and they're down there.
BYU, 10-1. BYU is number 16 at 10-1.
Yeah.
The college football committee does not show any respect for anybody not in the Power 5.
So, it just doesn't make sense. Is how can these rankings be so defined on a 6-0 record, right? It absolutely makes no sense. It just doesn't make – it's not – life isn't fair. I get that. But at the same time, play a full season. Have 13 games. Well, it's 13 games, right? Or 12 or something.
12, 13 with the conference championship usually, but this year is about 11 or 12 depending on the team.
So, it's not everyone else's fault, the Big 12.
Right. And that's the
SEC.
thing. People are saying that, oh, well, it's not Ohio State's fault that they didn't play all the games. Actually, it is because the ACC said they were going to play. Yeah, the ACC said they were going to play. The Big 10 or Big 12 said they were going to play. The SEC. And Notre Dame was left without any opponents, but they were desperate to play, so they went to the ACC for a year. Ohio State, if they really wanted to play, they could have moved to the Big 12 for a year, Right. So,
if that were the case, Ohio State would have technically won the Big 12 conference this year.
Right. But I mean that they play more games.
Right.
I
If they
mean,
played the full season, I feel like.
right,
I
right.
think the biggest competitor would have been probably Texas or Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma. They're hot right now.
They are. No, I just think that the Big Ten athletic director kind of shot himself in the foot on this one.
He did. He did, man.
I feel like he was rewarded by it. But
it's also kind of reminds me of when Oklahoma made the college football playoff a few years back. I believe it was the Orange Bowl, and I think they played Clemson first round. Their strength of schedule was awful. Do you remember that? Like they played 2 or 3 like out of conference games, and they were against like Tulane, Tulsa, and like Texas A&M Northwest, some
right.
stupid schools that no one's ever heard of, And they were 13-0, and then they got destroyed by Clemson. So I don't know, man. There's just so many different things that I wish were different about the college football playoff because, I mean, I'm not as satisfied with it as I thought I was going to be when they got rid of the BCS. But it's whatever, bro.
It's terrible. So looking at the top 4, we have Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. Who do you feel got snubbed out of that top 4?
Texas A&M. You're wearing the hat right now, baby. Texas A&M. Yeah, man. I mean, they won 7 straight in the SEC. Bro, the SEC is the toughest conference in all of college football. 7 straight is unbelievable. And their only loss was to Alabama, the best team in the country by a lot. And they had Jalen Waddle, one of the best receivers in college football. Yeah, man. What about you? Who do you think got snubbed?
I have 2. Obviously, Texas A&M. Texas A&M finished 8-1, 4-0 at home, 4-1 on the road. I feel like that was pretty good. 7-game win streak. But my surprise team was Coastal Carolina. 11-0.
I don't know, man. That's a stretch.
11-0. I mean, it's a better record than Ohio State.
Right, that is, yes. I mean, yeah, they should definitely be higher than Ohio State, but
I don't feel like Ohio State has any justice being in there. Another one could be Cincinnati, Florida. Like you said, Oklahoma is very high right now at number 6. But I feel like Texas A&M, Coastal Carolina could have done some damage.
Yeah. No, that would have been cool to see Josh Norman's education go crazy in the college football playoff.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their schedule here. I mean, they have 2 top 25 wins. Both of them weren't overwhelming. I mean, they did beat let's see, where's the other one? I mean, they beat BYU by 5, and then they beat LA Lafayette by 3. So, I don't know, man. I don't think Coastal should have been in, but I think they should definitely be higher than, what are they, 16? 12?
They're at 12 right now.
12, yeah. No, they should definitely be top 10. But
yeah,
they're not even playing in a New Year's Six Bowl. They're playing in the Cure Bowl. They're about to roll over. Where are they playing? Whoever it is, they don't want to face them. Oh, they're playing Liberty. Well, that might actually be a good game. But
yeah.
Hugh Freeze is the coach at Liberty now. They get off to a hot start, and then they fell off.
They did.
But, yeah, man, I mean, it sucks that Ohio State's in. And, now that they're in, you definitely have to put an asterisk next to this college football championship. Same with the World Series. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, they definitely got to do something about this to make it right, because I've told you my concept before and how to fix it, but it's so good that I want to say it again. So you have 8 teams, okay? The 5 Power 5 conference champions get an automatic bid. So that means that's ACC, SEC, Pac-12, Big 10, Big 12. And then the best group of 5 team, like this year would be Cincinnati, they'd get an automatic bid, but that bid would be selected by a committee. And then also 2 at-large bids. That would be like Texas A&M and Oklahoma that didn't win their conference, but were still very good, or even Notre Dame could be in that as well because they're not affiliated with the conference. And then they say how the New Year's Six bowls are kind of devalued now. Well, solve that problem too. You have 7 games total, so you use all 6 of the New Year's Six bowl games for the semifinals and quarterfinals. So Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. I was about to say Taco Bowl. That'd be a good one. That needs to be one. But yeah, then the national championship. I'm telling you, man.
At midfield.
Yeah. It's genius. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but do you think that's a good idea? Do you think they should pick up on that?
Yeah, I think definitely the bids should do that. So if anybody of you guys are out there watching this, you can help us put that bid out there. Let us know.
Mr. Dr. L. James, NCAA football. Hopefully he's listening to that.
NCAA football. Let's talk business.
Right.
But I don't know, man. It's definitely an asterisk season, which sucks. But, I mean, it was fun while it lasted for college football.
It was fun, but, I mean, not to change the subject here, but BYU is beating UCF 35-7 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. So, I mean, you could make the case for BYU in there too. They lost one game. That was really close, and it was against your boys at Coastal Carolina. But yeah, man. What are your predictions though? What are your predictions though for the semifinals? Who you think's gonna win these?
Man, Alabama's really hot right now. Mac Jones is looking good. I think it'll be – I think Clemson will just steamroll through Ohio State.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm going to go on a leap. I'll put a hot take.
Okay.
I do think Notre Dame upsets Alabama.
Ooh, really? Why?
I just think Alabama will have this one game that won't match up the intensity. However, there is an ongoing statistic between Bill Belichick, New England Patriots, and Nick Saban at the Alabama Crimson Tide. Mm-hmm. If the Patriots don't win the Super Bowl, Alabama wins the championship. If the Patriots do win the Super Bowl, Alabama does not. You can look up that statistic.
Yeah, no, I've heard of that before. Yeah.
So,
I mean, shoot, that's a real thing.
The Patriots did not make the playoffs, so theoretically they're not going to make the Super Bowl. So I would like to see this statistic continue. However, I'm not really an Alabama fan.
I get you.
But yeah, I won't be surprised if they get upset by Notre Dame. Notre Dame played Clemson great twice.
Last time they kind of got steamrolled, but they're good. They ran with them.
I think they'll take that loss and use that momentum to Alabama, though.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, sure, you can go in with as much momentum as you want against Alabama. It still ain't gonna matter.
Right.
Alabama's gonna. I don't even know if I see this one being close. To be completely honest with you, man. I think you might want to write this down, but I'm thinking Alabama takes this one 52-14.
Hey.
I just don't think it's going to be close. I don't see it at all.
It's kind of like the Appalachian State game last night, like 50-something to like 20.
Yeah.
Props to him. I forgot what his name was, but
yeah,
Peoples Jones or something like that.
Oh yeah. What about Clemson, Ohio State? Who you got for that one?
Clemson. Anybody but Ohio State, Clemson.
Right. Dude, another Alabama and Clemson game.
I think it goes back to 2016. And no, not 16. Yeah,
dude, they played each other like every year in the playoff, like
at some point.
For like last year.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah. Because, so let's see. In like 2016, they played in the championship. Yeah, fact check this. I want to see if I remember. They played in the championship like twice, like 2 times in a row. and then they played in like the semifinal, and then they played 2 times in a row again, and then it was LSU and Clemson last year.
Let's see here. Rivalry history.
Yeah, bro. Let's take a look at this.
Oh, my glasses is too small. How many times did Alabama beat Clemson in the national championship? Oh, geez. All-time national championship? 14-5.
Dang.
Wow.
That's a lot. Let's see. I'm looking up.
31. Alabama beat them 74-7.
Ooh, 70. In what year? 1941?
1931.
Wow.
That's tough.
Alrighty. So, so year. Here we go. So in 2015 and 2016, Alabama and Clemson played each other in the final. So technically 2016 and 2017, because that's when it actually played. And then 2017 and 2018, they played each other in the semifinal, and then Alabama beat Georgia. That was a good game. You remember that one? That was Tua Tagovailoa. That was the game that made him famous. Okay, so sorry, this might be getting off topic here, but whenever that game happened, Alabama and Georgia, what did you think when they switched quarterbacks at halftime?
I was shocked.
I was disappointed, and I was honestly mad.
Yeah, you know? I was very shocked. But sometimes that's just coaching, you know. You got to rely on your coaches to make those power moves, and I think Saban did that.
It's just, to me, I was like, well, Jalen Hurts has been my guy all year. So I'm going to win this game with Jalen, and I'm going to lose this game with Jalen.
Right.
You know, so that was kind of my take on it. But, I mean, there's a reason why Nick Saban is coaching Alabama, and I'm not. So
you're not 65 and have millions
of
dollars.
Right. What was the score of the LSU and Clemson game last year? What was that? Let's see. Oh, yeah. 42-25. Dude, I forgot that thing was even on. The one last year. Like, I watched it. I was at Shake Shack just enjoying myself a good little burger. Yeah, you like Shake Shack?
Yeah, Shake Shack's good.
Yeah, bro, me too. Yeah, no. And I was like, oh, shoot, it's on. I was like, oh, there's Joe Burrow. And they were up. And then I came back to watch it.
Iconic photo of him with the nice little stogie in his mouth.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch.
Yeah, dude. But honestly, okay, let's say Ohio State was like 12-0 or whatever. This Clemson and Ohio State game is, in a weird way, I'm actually looking really forward to it. Because remember last year, man, Clemson or Ohio State, they had a shot. Remember, they were driving down the field with Justin Fields. Fields. Anyway, they were driving down the field, and they threw a pass, and I believe it was picked off in the end zone. And the last thing I remember from last year's college football season was Justin Fields just hands on his helmet, mouth open, like, what just happened?
Right.
You know, so, I mean, yeah, it's stupid that Ohio State's in it, but they're in it. And they're coming back with vengeance, and they're coming back to show Clemson who's boss. And they're not going to do it, but, I mean, it's still going to be a fun game to see what's going on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's see, when is the game? Do you have it right there?
I did. Here it is. The college football semifinal will be New Year's Day, 4 p.m. on ESPN, and then the late one between Clemson and Ohio State, that'll be at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Hopefully, I'll probably go to Tailgaters or something and watch
that. I'll probably go to my living room.
See, I don't have cable, so I gotta go somewhere.
Oh, that's tough, man. We didn't either, because, like, bro, I'm not, like, I don't know, man. I just didn't think it was worth it. But
it's not.
Well, dude, yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic. We can talk about cable and bandwidth on a whole new other podcast.
So
but anyway,
let me ask you this: not any college, or it is college football related, but not semifinal, whatever. Who's your Heisman prediction? Who wins?
You know, I want to say Mac Jones, just based on the stats, but I just don't think that's him, man. And I want to say Najee Harris, but I can't. and I want to say Devontae Smith, but I can't. I still think it's Kyle Trask. Because, I mean, the Heisman is the best player, right? And the best player in all of college football. And not to take anything away from Mac Jones, but, dude, he has so much more talent on his team, especially at the skill positions. Kyle Trask does not have that benefit. And so you kind of wonder where Florida would be if they just kind of had, an above average quarterback. Because, I mean, Kyle Trask wasn't the guy that threw a shoe. He wasn't the guy that missed the field goal at the end. He led his team back against Alabama. And, I mean, Mac Jones, he's really come up as of late. But I don't think you can really judge the season just based on the last 3 weeks. You got to go for the whole body of work, whole season. And Kyle Trask has been the guy all year. What about you?
See, I really think it's going to go – it's going to happen like Ohio State's in the finals. They want that person there. It just leads to one person. I as much as I don't want to, excuse me, because I feel like he didn't have a great season, I feel like it'll go to Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence had a great season. Not by Trevor Lawrence standards, but
by statistical standards, yes.
If like JT Daniels from Georgia put these numbers up, people would be like, "Oh my God!" But so
I would like to see Trevor Lawrence get it, but at the same time, I do feel like either Mac Jones or Kyle Trask will get it. We'll see. But I'm going to write down Trevor Lawrence just because that's my thought. But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody else gets it.
Right. Oh, so I don't think we got to this part. Who's the national champion? Because I think we both have Clemson and – oh, no, you had Clemson and Notre Dame. Yeah. So who you got for your natty champion?
I'm gonna go with Clemson. I think they'll redeem themselves from last year after the loss to LSU. I'm gonna take Clemson.
Yeah, I'll take Alabama, man. I don't know, dog. It's just I think they're more prepared. The quality of opponents that they face too is gonna pay off. Clemson, they got overwhelmed. They've been overwhelmed a few times when they've played Alabama. And also other SEC teams like LSU last year. So I think Alabama's going to take it. I know we've been accustomed to seeing like really big offensive games, but I'm thinking this one will be like 31-21. So not like a crazy score, but relatively higher than average.
You dropped the X on your name. So yeah.
I did. You know why?
Yeah, I saw that.
All right. Yeah, dude. There was no crazy stuff going on.
I wrote it down. I forgot about that. But so how much time we got left?
Well, let's see. We have about 4 minutes.
Let's end on this. The Jets are moving to NFL. The Jets won against the LA Rams and lost the number 1 overall pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, as the Jaguars have the tiebreaker. Who goes number 1 overall?
Well, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence, obviously, like whoever. But for team-wise, honestly, probably the Jaguars. I feel like the Jets are honestly a little better than the Jaguars. Not by much, but just a little bit better. I think the Jets got one more win in them.
I'm going to say this. I don't know if you and I had this conversation. We might have. Cam Newton is trashed up in New England.
He'll be trash everywhere, man. He can't throw.
Could you potentially see the New England Patriots signing him to a new contract, but having him as a personal trade with some draft picks, like a number 1, like a first-round pick, whatever, to the Jaguars for that number 1 overall pick to get Trevor Lawrence? It's a stretch. But at the same time, they want someone new, someone fresh, someone with an arm, and those luscious locks. Like, come on.
Oh, that's the game changer right there.
So I think he and Bill Belichick, he as in Trevor Lawrence, will just benefit that New England offense.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Honestly, yeah, I could see it, but it would have to be like one of the biggest trades of all time for that to happen. Like you
Right.
can't just do Cam Newton and a couple draft picks. Like you got to throw in, like
Probably a running back.
Nikhil, yeah, Nikhil Harry, Stephon Gilmore. It'd be something. I just don't know if it'd be worth it on the Patriots end. But also, Bill Belichick. This is something that will probably get some steam going in the comments. But Bill Belichick is probably the most overrated head coach of all time. Because think about it. Think about it. The past, since 2005 or 2004, since the Patriots have been on their dominant run, they have missed the playoffs twice. And in both those years, Tom Brady was not the quarterback because he was injured in 2008. And then obviously this year he went to Tampa Bay. So it's like, also Tampa Bay is not that good either. So, but we can talk about that on Friday. Is that Christmas? Is that Christmas or is that Christmas Eve?
What?
Friday, is that Christmas or Christmas Eve? For Fresh Face Friday.
I don't know. I know we're having Mr. Lucas on. I forgot.
We might have to have a special Fresh Face Thursday because we got our NBA Christmas special on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if anything, we can talk about this. We can talk about this later. But
right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say my overall. I'm gonna say Trevor Lawrence as well, but I don't think he goes to the Jags. I think a trade will happen somewhere for that number 1 overall pick. You traded
the Cowboys.
No. Y'all are stuck with Dak.
I love Dak. He's the best.
But Zeke, on the other hand, get the man out.
He's done, but it's whatever.
Yeah, he got mollywopped.
Yeah, stuff. All right, we're done.
All right, man. Well, guys, rivaled episode 30. We appreciate you guys. If you have not, go like, subscribe, share on all social media platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Peace.